Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, The Strongest Root. We're going to start inside the greenhouse today because we're going to take stuff out of here, take it out and plant it. We're going to do tomatoes and peppers. Looking forward to getting those in the ground. It's a beautiful day here. It's now towards the end of the second week of February. We had a cold snap the last couple of days, and now we're going to go into the next 2 weeks. It's going to be in the 70s. It's going to even get up into the 80s. Nighttime is going to be in the 50s, no lower than the upper 40s, so it's going to be perfect timing. If we do get another cold snap by Easter, we'll just cover the plants, which is only in about 3 weeks. So no big deal. Take advantage of the sun. So the greenhouse is a game changer. Can't express that enough. It's been really awesome to grow all winter. My pepper plants, my mint, herb garden has been doing really, really well. I have a concrete slab here. I used to have a golf cart that sat here. During the middle of summer, this will be my grow bag area. I have irrigation that I'll run here, and everything will drip and take care of itself. So what do we got going on? We've got planted this last week. These are blueberries, and this is my grow system. I'll show you guys that here in a little while. What's going on here, we've got our tomato plants. They're looking fantastic, so these will go in the ground. We'll get those down. I've been kind of getting the suckers off of them. We've got all kinds of peppers here. These are Tempranillo vines. They'll go along the fence. We're going to start a Tempranillo grape line, maybe make some wine. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We had some new starters this year in Tempranillos. So these have only been in the bags for probably 2 months now in this greenhouse. They've done really, really well. Everything's budding out, doing great. I'm able to keep the temperature in here when it's freezing outside in the 20s or around that range. I can keep it around 40 or 50 degrees in here. That's what this yellow heater is for. This fan up here circulates the air really well, so it stays very nice in here and comfortable. It's fantastic. So these are leftover tomatoes from this past winter. Actually, still got some tomatoes on there. My tools, my herb garden. What's cool about the herb garden is that these plastic buckets, they have hangers on them. So when I take this down here in a couple of months and use this concrete, these go around the deck. I have a mounting area. I mount them around the deck, put a little irrigation channel in them, and they're self-sufficient, and they get a lot of sun on the perimeter. So anyway, so that's what we're going to do today. Look forward to, like I said, getting my peppers and my tomatoes in the ground, and let's go do that. Okay, so before we put the tomatoes in the ground, I do have some trellises I'm going to put up, give them something to grow up on. They're really nice. I bought them at my local nursery, and this is what they look like. They'll just go into the bed here. I'm going to get some screws, put them in, lock them in tight, make sure everything is good and secured, because those indeterminates, they'll get heavy. I've had fences fall over with them before, so we'll lock these in and make sure that they're good and secure. And I think they're going to look nice. We've got the trellises for the green beans and for the snow peas, and these are going to be awesome. So, whatever you can do to help support your plants and keep them growing. They'll also be tied into their own irrigation drip as well. So, okay, so I'm going to take my plants and get them in. I've got these in secured. They're locked down really nice. So the reason I'm putting them here, as you can see, the sun is starting to go behind me. It goes from left to right as the summer goes. By midsummer, it's about where that oak tree is right there. In the past, I had my tomatoes against the house. They would grow up and over and almost crush my fences because they got so big. So this year we're going to try this method and see what happens. So we're get them in the ground. I'm going to put a little fertilizer with them. And I'm also going to be smart this year, and I'm going to staple on the raised bed what breed and what they are, so I don't forget. So anyway, I'm going to get them in the ground. So let's do it. So really kind of get down deep. When you plant your tomatoes, you want to get the roots down in there and get a good foundation. It's actually quite moist down here. Ooh, nice worms, love it. So we're got a nice little hole there. We're going to put a little fertilizer in with them, a little blood meal. This one is 1200, so it's high in nitrogen. It's a great way to get them started, get them established good. So I'm going to throw a little bit in the bottom, not too much. You don't want to overdo it. And then we're going to take our tomato here. This one is a large cherry tomato. Like I said, I'm going to staple this to the back of the deck here in just a second, or back of the raised bed. One of the other things you want to do too is go ahead and clip off these first few leaves. And we're going to bury this guy just right about here, so nice and deep. Get a good root start, maybe a little deeper there. There we go. Get them covered in there. It should give it a nice start. And we'll do the other one the same way. Kind of want to do it close to this riser here so that it gives it something to grow up and go to. This soil is super nice and rich. Throw a little bit more in there as well. Let's see, what do we got here? I'm going to do two different breeds here. This is a black Krim, so a little bit bigger. So we got a cherry tomato here, a little bit bigger size tomato here. We'll put that one right there. Same thing here, you know, kind of rough up, really nice roots. Everything smells good, so no root rot. Trim that off. Get that guy in the ground nice and deep. All right. So that's how that's going to go. We're going to take our stapler here. I am going to staple right here exactly what it is, because I will forget. And now we know what we got. So we're going to do these other two the same way and get those in the ground. So now that I've got everything kind of spaced out where I want it, I've been wanting to do some turmeric. And I know I got a lot of onions in here and it's getting a little crowded. Turmeric plants can get kind of large, but once these start growing up and going, I think it'll be just fine. I know my garden's tight, but you know, make use of the space as best you can. I've been soaking this turmeric overnight and getting it nice and ready to go. So I'm just going to put that in the ground, just do like 4 or 5 of them in here. And that'll take up the rest of this little space here. So I'm just going to make a few holes. You know, let's do about 4. Turmeric root can get really big, which is fine. It's something I've been wanting to put in our diet. You know, we're getting older, getting arthritis. It's great to cook with, and it definitely adds, you know, a little flavor, but the health benefits are really great, and so that's important, and that's what we're going to use it for. So there's 2, 4, 6 plants. Ironically, I had planted turmeric in the other bed before I had my fences up that I have here now, that when this is normally fenced in, and the squirrels came and dug it up. My dog came and dug it up and ate all my turmeric before it ever got a chance to get started. So hopefully this time it'll work. Okay, so one of the other things I wanted to do this year is make pepper corner here. So what's got quite a few this year. I didn't plant this many last year, so I've got some shishitos, I've got some jalapenos, sriracha, and 2 bell peppers, a red and a green bell pepper. We're going to space these out. Again, this area gets a lot of sun, full sun. It gets very hot in this area. Peppers like the heat. So we're going to put those in, and we're going to space them out. So I want to really do a nice job this year of giving them plenty of room. Now that I have some extra space since I remodeled the garden, I definitely can do that. I'm going to try to keep similar ones kind of together. So the shishitos, the jalapenos, this is the sriracha, and then around the corner here we'll do the red and green bell peppers. So have plenty of room to work with, plenty of space for them to grow, and they should do great. So we're going to plant them like I did the tomatoes. We'll put some fertilizer in with them and get them in the ground a little deeper than they're in their cartons right now. Okay, now that I got everything in the ground, they all look nice, got nice spacing. I do have some wires up here from last year. I'll probably put cages, maybe at some point, give them some extra support. What's also nice is did a good job putting the tags up, making sure I know what plants I put where. Sometimes I just get forgetful and can't figure it out sometimes. But what I'm going to do next is right here, you saw in a previous video, is a pipe in the ground here. It's my irrigation, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an individual emitter on each one of the plants. Last year I ran drip tape and felt like I didn't get the coverage I needed to get. In the wine industry, they drip each individual vine. I thought that was smart, so I'm going to try that this year. I'm going to go ahead and put individual drippers on each one of these. So let's get that going. Okay, so what I've done is I've gotten all my emitters set up. I turned these way down. They're a little big. They actually, if you open them wide open, they'll spray like super huge, but I got my connection point here. So each one of these plants are going to get their own little feeder, and like I had talked about before, down here in the bottom, get down here a little bit, there's a black feeder tube. You saw that on probably a previous video before I finished filling this up. So this is a little punch. So I'm just going to reach down in here. I'm going to punch that and then come in here with my tube. Give that a push. You'll probably hear it pop when it gets all the way in. There it goes. It's locked into place. Just cover that guy back up. And then I'm just going to stick this right next to it. And so now when I'm out of town, everything is on a timer, and my wife doesn't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about it. It self-waters. Each one of the plants will get their own water, and it works so well. This is how I can travel and not be here all the time, and the garden sustain itself. So it really works out great. Drip irrigation is not that intimidating. It's just a bunch of tubing. If you're good at puzzles or whatever, this is certainly something that you can do. It's not bad at all. So it's very simple. You can see I've got a little kit here that I've built over the last couple of years by doing this system. Just little parts. Every year I pull out the drip irrigation, save up the parts because I reconfigure the garden each time, and so I set the water up different every year and just replace this main tube once a year, and that's all there is to it. Okay, so as you can see, I got to turn the system on. It's actually on my phone. I'm recording on my phone, so I had to go back and forth. But so this one's up a little high, so we're just going to turn it down a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot, you know. There you go. That'll give it a nice soaking. I think this one over here needs a little bit of an adjustment. And perfect. This guy needs to come up a little bit. Okay. This guy's a little up. All right. All right. Okay. And what's also super great about this is we're not spraying water all over the plants. So when you spray water all over the plants, you can introduce disease to the leaves and all that kind of stuff. So this works out great. Again, super efficient. I'm not watering the whole bed. I'm watering when I want to water. In the summertime, when it gets really hot out here, I can water multiple times a day. You know, especially at the end of the day, it's 105 out here against this, and it reflects off of this brick. The plants really take a beating sometimes. So this is how I get through the summer and make them work, and it's a great system. I highly, highly, highly recommend doing drip irrigation. Okay, so we got the tomatoes in the ground, we got the peppers in the ground. Everything's got their own drips. As you can see, everything's watering really nice. Looks great. Very self-sufficient, and super excited about getting my tomatoes in the ground already. Such a nice day. It's already like 80 degrees out here. So hope you got something out of this, and make sure you subscribe and like. Tell a friend. Appreciate the followers.